the settings don't change, so the settings are going to be the same even no matter. So there you go. Let's go back. So home screen. That's to see. That's I didn't know that. Select home. You can select on it. So if you have different launchers, you can select them right here. I didn't know that. I just found that out. I wondered what that was. Animations. All animations, no animations. Screen swipe effect. That's what you're seeing, that little carousel. So this is one of the first phones that I know that has that built into where you can pick the different let's see, get kind of closer onto that, the different types of animations. Basic, it even gives you like a little, you can see it just kind of, basically it's a side thing, so it's basically what you're going to get on a stock Android phone and stuff. Breeze, it kind of comes in. Accordion, it kind of does a little funky little whatever that might be. Panorama, that's kind of more of like what you would see on an Android tablet or something. You get that look. The carousel, that's what I was just using. Layer, kind of comes up from the middle and then out. And then domino, you can see all the different little pieces. I'm going to stick with basic. I kind of like basic. So that's kind of a cool thing. You can obviously do that with like the Nova launcher that I have, or any kind of a launcher. But being built in, it's kind of cool. Wallpaper is pretty easy. You can just select your wallpaper. Portrait view only. Scroll screen circularly. So with that off, obviously, it stops. You get this kind of little stretchy look. But I do kind of like the fact that I can get it to just kind of, just to show you, it'll go all the way back. I can just keep going. That's kind of a cool thing. I like that. Go back to screen. And then home, backup, and restore. Nothing. Well, I'll back it up, I guess. We'll try it. It basically, I don't quite know what that's going to do. It's obviously going to back up your app and widget configuration. So if I were to probably go back to the, to switch to Nova, and then, so actually I'm kind of learning this with you guys. So, and then if I did that, and then I could go back in there and probably, if I had changed this up, put it back to the way, because it saves. Does that make any sense? Okay, that's okay. Looked at there. Lock screen. Select screen lock. You have none. Swipe to unlock. Wallpaper. You can select your wallpaper for the lock screen. Clocks and shortcuts. So you can see you have different types of clocks. You got a very simple one there, and then you got a nice big one. This is the one that I use. Then you have more of the analog type. Then you have the one with a small little calendar at the bottom, and then you have one with a bigger calendar at the bottom. So I do like that, just a big clock. And then you can, and then you have your icons down here that you can change. Any of them that I don't use, you can go into settings and you can choose whichever one that you want to put in there. So I do believe this is the most that you can have at the bottom, so you can't add any more. I'll save it. Okay, screen effects. This is your unlock. You have your basic. So your basic is, you still get this little kind of a circular thing, but it just got a little ring around it, so it looks a little different. Let's go back and lock screen. Ripple. Oops, I don't want to turn the phone off. Ripple is, so you get this little kind of a water effect, and you get these little flower petals that kind of move, but then you still get the same kind of a, look, ripple, and then we got spreading ink. Let's see, this one's kind of, if you can look at it, it kind of looks almost like it's ink on water. So it still gets you that same kind of look, but it looks just a little bit like, that's kind of a cool one. Then we have the one that I kind of like the best. It's just kind of a, it looks like a little dewdrop. And then wherever you put it, you can see the little thing. So you can, cool little lock, new locks, and then owner information. So if you want some of your information on the screen. Lock timer 15. I got it set for 15 seconds. You can do it obviously up 30 seconds, a minute, to longer you have that, it'll usually pretty waste your battery. Power button instantly locks. If you don't have that on there, then I think it does take the 15 seconds before the phone actually locks. So I do like that, because as soon as I turn it off and turn it back on, it's automatically locked. So, and then you have power button instantly locks and the vibrate on touch. So you got a few little things there. You got your brightness, auto brightness, screen timeout, widescreen. We already went through these, huh? So let's see, I think that was all that you can do from the settings that were sound profiles, vibrate only settings. Quiet time is your, you know, if you don't want it, your alarm's going off at a certain time, or if you're at work or something, you can set that up. And then obviously your ringtones and stuff. So there's nothing that's really, so we'll go back out, and then so you can see the, and then up here in the, this is what I like. I know that the Galaxy S3 has it, and but you can't customize it. You can't, you're stuck with it. Here you can customize it. When you got edit, so you have, right now what I have is quick memo, sound, Wi-Fi, NFC, GPS, brightness, and then you have edit. You have edit, brings up the list, and you could so I want to put that up top, so you can move things around. And then up at the top you see this little question or little cross, and now you can, actually I don't use, okay, and you can so we have Wi-Fi, brightness, quick memo, sound profile, NFC, GPS, account and sync, airplane mode, auto rotate, Bluetooth, data enable, eco mode, mirror cast, and power save. So you can, technically I would think you can add all of these that if you want. So I'll try to add all of them, see what it does. And then let's go back home. Wi-Fi, brightness, quick memo, sound, NFC, GPS, sync, airplane mode, rotation, Bluetooth, data, eco mode, Minecraft, cast, and power saver. So yeah, you have all of them up there. So I'm gonna get rid of the ones that I don't use. So that's, you know, or you could have maybe just a few up there if you don't want it too cluttered, but that's kind of cool. I do like that. So very unique to LG. Now the dock down at the bottom, you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5, with 1 being the your app drawer. You can by long pressing and moving them around, you can move them around. That's kind of a cool thing. You can even add, I do believe you can add 1 more in there. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apps, including the app drawer. So that's kind of a cool thing. Sorry, I'm looking at the phone and not the camera, so hopefully I didn't mess that up. So that's kind of a cool thing. Or you can just have a few down there, or a couple of them, whatever that you like to do. So I like the ability to be able to do some stuff with that, and it doesn't swipe. I'm trying to swipe it because I'm used to the Nova Launcher being able to swipe. And then when you want to get rid of something, let me see, you long press it, and then you get this thing up here called App Info and Remove. Obviously, if you don't want it on the screen, you hit and you what the heck was that? Remove, and you can see how it kind of does this little door thing, and that just removes it from the home screen. But if you go into App Info, you get you can see the information about the app. You can do uninstall or just OK, and then it's back there. So obviously I don't want it, so that's kind of a cool little animation. Again, a little LG thing. I do like that. As you can see, the phone does do to where you can see the things move. I know that's a 4.1 thing, but I know that some other phones in the past have done that. That's built into the UI, so not necessarily unique, but new to a stock Android phone, which this is not. It does do folders. That's an easy one. Let's see, I'll just grab this one back out. All you got to do is go. It's kind of hard to do it with my finger in a way. Let me see if it'll work better if I can. Oops. You can see it just kind of, it's going to make a folder. There you go, you got a folder, and you can go in here and rename it and get some different colors if you want, or you can rename it. So you got a little bit of option there. Let's see, what else? Trying to think. Oh, okay. When you saw this a little bit. Long press on only certain apps. I'll just kind of focus out there. If only on certain apps, I think it's the apps that come on the phone. So let's bring this one back out. That's a aftermarket app. If you long press it, it doesn't do. Oh, it does. It didn't. Okay. I thought it was only certain apps. Maybe it is, because there's some of them I couldn't get it to work on. But if you long press, you get that little kind of a paintbrush looking thing. You click on that, and let's try that again. There we go. You bring up this page, and there are different types of pictures that you can use to change. So if you don't want the look of that browser, you've got a few to choose from. You don't have a lot to choose from. Yeah. But you've got a few different ones to choose from. Or you can create a photo icon, so you can actually take a photo of something. So if it's your like messaging, you can take a photo of maybe like your wife or your girlfriend and use that instead. So that's kind of a cool little thing. And like I said, I thought it only worked on like apps that came on the phone, but apparently it works on see, my Spotify app it won't work on. So apparently it only works on some apps and not on other apps. I don't know which ones don't use, but again, it gives you that little extra a customization ability, which is very cool. If you long press on the home screen, you get this. This I really like. You got obviously your pages up at the top, and then down at the bottom it says apps, downloads, widgets, and wallpapers, and you scroll through them. The downloads, the widgets, and then your wallpaper. You have gallery, live wallpaper, and then there's a third one, Wallbase, which is just a separate wallpaper app. But then if you go over, then you see that these are the wallpapers that come on the phone. And then you go back, or if you go into like live wallpapers, then it goes into that kind of a gallery, goes into that widget, same way. So you get to see, and then let's find a spot. Let's see what we can put up there. Let's see. Flashlight, that's kind of a boring one. Flickster. Okay, we're going to do my Flickster. You just hold it, bring it up to the screen, and then let go, and you're done. So there you go. So it's kind of a cool little, I really just like the way it's set up. It's really cool the way it's set up. You also do have, well, you can resize some widgets, not all widgets. So I can resize that one, and see it pushes things out of the way. So it's not all widgets can be resized. I think it just depends on the type of widget, whether it can be resized or not. Some might just look really bad being resized. So my Appy Geek widget I can resize. Oops. You gotta hit the little, it brings up these little blue corners. So you can resize. So most widgets you can resize. Kind of just want to show you the widgets that come on the phone. You have obviously your AT&T Navigator, AT&T Search, Traffic, Smart Wi-Fi, anything, some bookmarks, a calendar month, contacts, some contact widgets, a direct dial, direct message, email. Facebook does come with Facebook, favorite contacts, finance, Gmail, Google Posts, another Google search, Play Music, Google Play Books, different size music ones, a news, a notepad, photo frame, a power control, so if you kind of like that kind of a look, social, some social favorites, a task manager, so that helps keep your RAM clean. I'll show you that here in a second. Today, so you get and then you get a big weather 4x2. It's a clock in your weather widget, not the greatest looking, but it's kind of cool. Or you get a 2x2, just the weather one, world clock, some Twitter widgets, and then another world clock. What was I going to show you? Oh, okay. Or see, and you can do the same thing. You can so when you long press here on the home button, you get up your task managers, or your running apps and stuff. You don't want them, you just swipe away, or you can do a stop all. And then you see you got a button down there called Task Manager. Brings this up, shows you your running applications, your RAM, and you can do a stop all there, and it's going to free up some stuff. Or you can go through there and it'll do the same thing. So as you can see, the phone does have 2 gigs of RAM on it. Got 991 megabytes free, so it's kind of a quick way of clearing up your RAM. So I think that's going to be it, guys. I'm just kind of flipping through, seeing if there's something else. Okay, I forgot about that. When you're in the app drawer, at the top up there, you get these little symbols. What this does is you can rearrange them. You can make folders. Actually, is that all you can do? You see how it'll, let's see, oops. You can make folders, or you can rearrange them. You kind of have to do it in between the apps. If you do it in between apps, you can see how it's rearranging. Or like I said, or you can make a folder from right within here. So it kind of gives you, and then all the ones that you could delete. So obviously there's a lot of them you can't delete, like YouTube and the Play Store and Twitter, you can't delete. It's just kind of a bummer, but and the ones with the little things on there you can delete. Another thing that I know a lot of people do when they root the phone, let's see, well, I can just use this one. Once I'm gonna drag this one up into app info. Oh, that's not, I was hoping that would get it to me. Different, I'm thinking of a different phone. When they root the phone, is they want to delete apps that you normally can't delete. You can't do that through here. I mean, if you certain apps you can't delete, like Facebook or something, but some of these, like this one, the City ID, I don't like it. I click on it, what it does is gives me this little disable button up there, or enable. So what I do is I disable it, and it's not running on the phone anymore. So it's kind of the same thing as freezing it from Titanium Backup. I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but it's so not all of them will give you that option, but most of them will give you that option. And then as you can see, it's not on. Oops. As you can see, it's not on any of my pages. I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm looking to make sure. Yes, it's not on there anymore. So and I've gone through and I've gone all through the ones that I can disable. So obviously I can't disable Twitter, or Facebook I can't disable, or I can't get rid of. I'm not a big Facebook person, but so it gives you some options. There's a few little less apps running on the phone, but so there's some of the things that you can do with it. I do know you can now unlock the bootloader on this phone and root it, so that's a big plus for people who want to do that. I'm not really doing any of that, especially now that I am getting a Nexus 4. I did order it on the 27th. They're in a big frenzy, but have not even received any shipping for it yet, so I have no idea when I'm going to get it. But as soon as I get that, that will be my new phone, and I'll do some reviews and things about that phone. Not that this is a bad phone, even though they're almost identical phones. Hardware, they're exactly the same thing. It's just one is stock Android, one is not, and they got a different look to them, but they both have glass backs and stuff. So I love Android phones, and I'm always getting new phones and stuff. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this phone. It's fast. The screen is fantastic looking on it. It's not slowing down on me. I've had no issues with it. So if you're looking to get a phone and you like UIs and you're not a big fan of stock Android phones, or especially one that doesn't have LTE, this is a great alternative. I think LG has done a fantastic job with this phone. So if you're in the process of gonna get it, I think you're gonna enjoy it. It's been a great phone. You can check out my other reviews when I talk about the camera and stuff like that. But that gives you an idea of what you can do with the phone customizations anyway. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And next video will be on the Nexus 4. Hopefully maybe this week if I'm lucky. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you later.